I know this season the big tagline is "Power comes at a price." How much does it cost?
Maybe everything.
Mm.
Yeah, power costs everything, I think. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
except for physical things like the land. You might hang on to your land, but you've lost everything else inside of you, and you've lost your family. So I think for this family in particular, it will cost everything.
And is that what we're going to see? I mean, what are you most excited about? What are you most excited for viewers to see going into season 5?
I think it's going to be an interesting season because it's different. You know, it's I think I think there's really the action is in the actions taking place in politics. I mean, and it's intense because that's actually there's a lot to lose there and a lot to gain. And I think that's going to be a different kind of intrigue for the audience to follow, and that the stakes are getting higher and the precipice is getting closer. And
Mm-hmm.
so I think it's going to be exciting for everyone to see what these big things are leading to.
And you all have some big fans of the show too. I mean, are you aware of? And I know it's hard because when you're doing the work, you don't always know who's watching. But Drake, I understand, is a big fan of the show.
Okay, I thought maybe because in that song he says Yellowstones. Which song is that? I can't remember. It's the new one of the ones on the radio out now too. He said that, and I heard the way he said it was like, okay, that's definitely a reference to us, right? It's my wife didn't think so, but okay, so he is a fan. Right on, cool.
Yeah, and he also, I know I saw that Cole sent him cowboy boots as a birthday present.
Oh wow, really? Oh
Yeah,
geez, I didn't know they were like that's beyond me.
I thought that was neat. I mean, so many people, I mean, I think, what does that mean to you that the show has had legs over all these years? I mean, y'all had like 14 million people that watched the season 4 finale.
Yeah. Well, I don't even know what to think about because it's grown, like you said, it's bigger and bigger. So big I can't see it because I don't go online much. I don't do social media or anything like that, and my only sense of it is from what others tell me or what when I see people out and about. But you tell me that story, I had no idea, but I'm starting to get a sense of it because it's everywhere and references to it everywhere now, and the reaction, the passion, the feeling they have when they talk to me. It reminds me a lot of things like American Beauty that I did. Like the reaction we got from that at the moment was similar in its intensity. So it sort of reminds me of that a little bit, but I think even more so now. This show is bigger than that.
How excited were you when you got this job to be able to work with Kevin Costner?
Oh my gosh, it was amazing. He was the movie star when I was younger, and all his movies, that Field of Dreams in particular, was just so big for me. So and the westerns, I was very excited, and it's been everything. He's a great guy, great actor, really does some things that I've learned from, and we enjoy it when we get to work together.
How did you all go about crafting that father-son relationship that you all have on the show?
Well, yeah, we actually worked quite a bit in first season to build and to find it, and but what's interesting about these characters is that that's hard to find because it's indefinable. Like they haven't, it's not a typical relationship between a father and son. So it's been navigating it. It's been doing scene work and digging in and trying to find the history and the depth, and then also where we are now. So we spent a lot of time on it in season 1, and of course, the more we do it, the less we have to do that. And it's just there on the page and there in the room.
So y'all been working together now, going into your 5th season, which we're about to see. What's the greatest lesson that he's taught you?
Well, mostly I've learned from him is how to both be, real as an actor, but also cinematic. He's a movie star, so he's got that sense about him. So watching him do that, I've learned from that. He doesn't know that I'm doing that, but I've learned from him in that way. Because sometimes I just I don't do that so much, and I could learn from him and do that better.
So he is the governor, and my question is, how do you think Kevin Costner in real life would be as governor?
I don't know. He'd probably be great. I mean, he's been I guess a director is sort of an administrator of sorts, trying to put these giant movies together and whatnot. He's got a political mind. I'm sure he'd be great.
Yeah.
I don't think he's gonna do it, but
Yeah. I mean, but it's so fun. It's so fun to watch the dynamics between you two. And of course, how the characters have evolved over the now 5 seasons on the show. How do you rate him as a dad?
the character as a dad.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's perspective, right? For Jamie, that's a terrible dad. I mean, Jamie always had hope. And he made him into a mythical character in his own head, and there's something heroic to Jamie about John, I'm sure, for most of his most of his life. But he's been not a great dad to Jamie, and not a loving dad for sure. And it's only getting worse. And I think Jamie started to wake up as we enter season 5 to the fact that John will not get better, and John does use him, and John's a hypocrite, and John's a this and that, and that's all breaking and falling apart. And that's only kind of exposing a vulnerability that Jamie might exploit.
How much of Wes is in Jamie?
Not very much. I mean, the emotions are, of course, mine, or partly mine. We can meet there, but as far as who Jamie is, it's another world from me, and it's very hard for me to understand him sometimes, and not just decisions he makes, but his behaviors and stuff, but also where he comes from. I have a very loving family, and I love my brothers, and I'm not from a rich, big landowning family. So, there's a lot of things I can't understand, but also just the way he reacts to challenges. I don't react that way. So it's frustrating for me too, as it is for other people, to watch him just kind of deal with this abuse and deal with this misuse of him.
One of the things on the show that is just extraordinary, and I think just as much a character in the show as all of you are, is the environment and the backdrop.
Oh yeah.
Beautiful. What is that like, working in that type of an environment?
Well, it's amazing. I mean, Montana is it's stunning and beautiful, and the Bitterroot Valley, where we are in particular, is stunning and beautiful, and you can see why people want that, and you can see why they want to own it. And so people see that and they want to own that, they want to gain that, and that's sort of the issue. And for our show, I would say it's the main character. And what's interesting about the prequels and seeing where they've come from is that over these prequels, you're going to realize that it's really the land that we're really focused on. That's what they're focused on. That's what we're focused on. And we don't leave there for a bit. And so that's the main character. That's what everybody wants. And that's what everyone's fighting over. And so that's really your protagonist.